Hello and welcome back to another Friday Favourites. This week I am going to be specifically focusing on things that help me run my business, but also have that business and life blend that I crave, that I strive for. And these are things that I have used for a very, very long time. So these are not just a kind of, oh, I've just started using this because I've been sponsored to use it. These have been absolutely key for many, many years, and you'll see why. So the first thing that I want to share is my phone. Now, actually, this, to contradict what I just said, is a very recent purchase. I upgraded my phone in the summer. But the thing is, I think that often when there's that moment of upgrading or stretching or doing something different, we want the ROI really quickly, or when we make a jump to the next thing where something's maybe a bit more expensive, we really have to justify it in our head. And for me, my phone will always be something that is needed because it means that I can have my business wherever I want to have it. But secondly, I need it to work. I need it to function. And I know that if I take care of it, if I look after it, it will deliver so many times over. So the first thing is my phone. Get a phone that has, and this is the kind of key of why I wanted to mention it, get a phone that has got great storage. We are in a video, in an audio, in a sharing content era. And so much of that content can be captured on your phone. And if you're struggling for storage like I was with my previous phone that was 3 years old, I'm not capturing it, and I was always like deleting stuff or closing something down so I could get that 5-second video that I wanted to have. And now I've gone up to, I think it's 130 or 126 or something like that. I suddenly can stretch, and I've got different apps, I've got different things, and it just feels so good. The second thing, my MacBook Pro. My MacBook Pro have recently celebrated this week our 10-year anniversary together. And this was one of those purchases at the time that made all the sense, but made no financial sense. I had a desktop, which I've still got, a Mac. I don't know what they're called. Apple Mac? Yes, I guess. But very quickly, I realized we were going into this digital era, this remote, and I was going out and I was doing speaking gigs. This is in 2014. And I very quickly realized that I would need to be responsible, or I wanted to be responsible for my own slides, my own technology, and not waiting on some guy with the key to come and unlock the storeroom. And, I just didn't want to do any of that. So for me, having a mobile, flexible piece of technology, as in my MacBook, was really key. Now, these were spendy even then. And again, I could have done that thing of like, well, maybe it's okay just to get a Dell. My Dell previously had been one of those that you switched it on and it went, so I just knew that I needed something that was going to work well. So I spoke to my mum and dad, who are not together. So I'm lucky in some respects that they do presents separately. My birthday's in November, and then of course there's Christmas. So I said, would you contribute to this computer as part of my birthday and my Christmas present? Then I found some money from elsewhere. Then I spoke to my cousin who lives in New York, who works for an organization that I'm not going to say, it's nothing illegal, but she managed to have a discount on Mac. Apple products, and my auntie happened to be going to go and see my cousin, so she then brought this laptop back to me, and then I went into town and I met my auntie and we did the deal and it was all great. So yes, it was like a big thing at the time, but I tell you what, that I'm leaning it on right now this Mac has changed my business, changed my life. I just wouldn't have been able to do half the things. It's been with me so much. It's got 10 years of memories and folders and all sorts of things. And yes, I probably should back it up more than I do, but we are where we are. So that's number 2. Number 3 is the Blue Yeti microphone. This also is about 10, 11 years old. And again, this has been something that has been brilliant in terms of growing a podcast, creating content, interviewing people, being able to have good sound when I am on when I've been on speaking gigs and I've been doing online programs. It's been brilliant. And it really stepped things up for me. I think also because it feels like quite an impressive professional piece of kit, it felt so good as well. What I love particularly about it is, even though it's a great bit of kit, it doesn't feel complicated. You literally grab the USB and stick it in your laptop, and then it recognizes it, and then it uses that as the sound. And I love that. I'm not very good, or maybe that's a limiting belief, but I get a bit overwhelmed if the setup is so complicated, because I just want to get to the stuff that I'm good at, if you know what I mean. Number 4, Podia. I've been using Podia since 2019, and I'm so happy with it. It's really user-friendly. And it's really user-friendly from my perspective as the creator, but also for clients. Now, I've known over the years that when people purchase something from me, they go back in again and again and again. And I knew that I didn't want to spend my whole time saying, I don't know where your login details are. Don't worry, I'll set this up. It does it all automatically. It's also been brilliant for uploading different packages and services, being able to share my work. I run my newsletter list through it. It's just brilliant. And it's always evolving. It's always changing. It's not perfect. There are a few features for me that I would like to see, but you know, I've written to the team, just a little suggestion here. But it's brilliant. It's so fantastic. And it's just been an enjoyable experience. And I think for many of us who maybe grew up in the 80s and 90s, where technology was very much a new thing, to have something that works, that is reliable, that is easy to manage, has just been life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. Finally, the final one is not a product, it's not a service that you can use. Well, you can use it, but you can't buy it. It's whatever gets you in motion and whatever helps you move and get things flowing. Now, for me, that is journaling. That is opening up a voice note and expressing my thought. It's running, it's walking in the woods, it's lying on my living room floor and breathing, it's sitting in silence sometimes, it's walking along a beach. That really works as well. I also been guided in some kind of shape or form. So a guided visualization or a guided course. I have realized that when I'm in a stuck mode, my responsibility is to find a way to move and not stay static as soon as I can. Now, that's not saying I don't feel my feelings, or I'm just kind of like, well, that never happened and off I go. I'm there doing it. But what I'm trying to do is almost like if something was lodged in a pipe, I'm not just going to stand and go, wow, it's really lodged, isn't it? Yeah, it's really lodged. I wonder how long it's going to be there. Yeah, it's lodged. Oh, it's not working. Oh my goodness, it's stopping the flow. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this moving. And sometimes that is literally like a tiny little nudge forward. And I see that as my responsibility, because my innate instinct wants to stay there, wants to look at it, wants to analyze it, wants to think about it, wants to go back into my past of why I'm always the person who gets the thing lodged. No, I have learned to take charge. And this, I think, has been one of my biggest learnings. I turn 43 tomorrow. It's been one of my biggest learnings of this year. Get moving. Don't sit. Don't wallow. Don't sit in the shit, ultimately. Do not do that. Get moving. Speak up. Ask for help. Do the thing. Yeah. Those are 5 things that really, really work for me. I am an affiliate of some of those things, so feel free to check them out. The great thing about Podia is if you want to try it, you can set up a free account. There's no limit, so you can fiddle around with it. You can see how it's going to work for you or not. And I've got a code down below which you're welcome to use. All right, lots of love, and hope you have a brilliant day. Bye.